Let's face it, guys, it's all about having fun and a little bit of adventure at an auto show. It's why consumers come. Don't have to go to a dealership. You can come down and check out some of these cool products. And for me, it's more like I'm ready for a nap. But in all seriousness, there are a lot of things happening at Nissan right now. In fact, over the last year, they have launched more vehicles from a freshening standpoint, meaning they've got upgrades than just about any other automaker in the market. And this one I'm in right now is Project Adventure. It's a Frontier that's been completely developed to be an incredible off-road vehicle. So I'm going to climb my way out of this and make my way down without falling, because falling would be humorous, of course. But if we really want to get to it, guys, it's all about taking trucks, which is big at the Chicago Auto Show, and turning them into adventure vehicles, off-road vehicles, and everything under the sun. So here's what I want to do. I'm actually going to pause for a minute, and I'm going to bring in a special guest who is responsible for making these trucks amazing. Come on in, my friend. All right, so we are on a live stream. Tell us your role.
I'm a senior designer for exterior design at Nissan Design America.
You have like the best job. You get to design vehicles. You get to be involved in the engineering process, the look, the feel. So let's talk about this one right here. We're actually going to come up to the front. I want to talk about the design of this. So let's just take a look at this. Off-road suspension. Walk me through it.
So actually, this project is kind of the fun thing that we got to do after we designed the Frontier pickup truck. After we, finished that project, we were just kind of daydreaming afterwards about all these different ways you could dress up your truck or do different stuff with it. And one of them was this Project Adventure, and we actually got a chance to build it. So it's a cool kind of fun thing that we got to work on. This truck has a 5-inch full suspension lift from Cal Mini. And so it's like, very, very ready for overlanding, for off-roading. It's got these giant mud terrain tires on it, and it stands out, quite a bit more than the production Pro 4X truck.
And as I look at the front of this Frontier, I see new design cues. I see very bold headlights. They're sleek. They seamlessly fill into the front fascia of the truck. Tell me about some of the design efforts that went into this.
So it's kind of a mix. The front end of a truck is really a big part of the design, and for a mid-sized truck, we wanted it to feel, tough in certain places, very kind of tough and capable. So you'll see that in the side view of the vehicle. The hood is very flat, and it's got this kind of flat-faced front end, and the grille is very deep and textural. And then there's other places where we wanted to emphasize this high-tech nature. So these LED lamps are tucked in, and they're very flush to the body, and they kind of wrap around and lock together in the fenders in this kind of interesting way of interlocking these parts together to make them feel like they fit.
Yeah, it's a great look on the front of this, and I think what makes it special is that it's seamlessly tied in. Some trucks, the lights stick out so much further than the rest of the hood, and I think you've done a great job at tying it in. All right, let's walk this way. Let's talk a little bit about graphics, packaging, some of the other aftermarket stuff. It looks like you partnered up with some really cool companies like Yakima. Of course, up top, we've got this really cool camper top.
Yeah, we got to do some shopping on this project, so it was fun. We got to imagine, if we were building our own Overlander, like how would we do it? And this is this is a start about how we would do that truck. Obviously the iCamper tent up top. We're also featuring a lot of our accessory parts on this vehicle. So it's not just a fully custom vehicle that maybe if you were buying a Frontier, you just couldn't do it. You could buy a Frontier and put a lot of these parts on. Either they're available from the aftermarket or from our accessory catalog, such as the Yakima system back here, the accessory side steps, and there's a lot of parts all the way around the vehicle. They're either aftermarket or you can just buy them from the dealership.
One thing I really like, and we're gonna move on to the next vehicle. One of the things I really dig is the ability to take a vehicle and customize it at the dealership level. And it sounds like that's kind of what you're doing with this. There's a couple things you can buy aftermarket, not associated at the dealership level, but some of these are to you. They're Nismo-based products.
Yeah, they're Nismo-based products. Some of them are full accessories from the dealership, the tailgate lettering, the step on the rear portion here also. We wanted these to feel like they're custom trucks, that they have each their own attitude, but also it's something that you could do yourself if you wanted to.
Okay, so I'm a big fan of throwbacks. Truth be told, I have a 1975 Ford Bronco. I
Oh, sweet.
completely built it from the ground up, took it all the way down, and rebuilt it back up for the SEMA show. It went there for a few years.
Yeah.
There's nothing that says nostalgia more than a cool pickup truck. And when I see this Project 72 truck,
Yeah.
it is so nostalgic, yet it's got that modern design. I heard an interesting story about these wheels, but I'm going to let you tell our viewers what's the story behind those wheels.
So I've got a big nostalgic kick thing. I love heritage, and I love like the memories that these products create. And so for this one, we wanted to do really modern, cool steel wheels. And I was, searching around for really cool modern steel wheels, and it just so happened to be that the spare wheel that comes with the truck is a really cool wheel. So that's what you see here. This is the spare wheel that actually comes on the Frontier. We simply just painted it white and applied Pro 4X tires, and it's a cool look.
I think that's what sets it out. Joel, I'm going to have you come in here close. I got to show everybody this up on the wall. So when you look at this truck and then you go right up there and look at up on this picture, this is what the actual truck looked like in 1972. And it's got that Datsun name up on there, which is really, really cool, right?
Yeah.
Like we forget about Datsun being part of the brand.
Yeah.
And then when you just come out to this right here, I mean, you feel the nostalgic look of this vehicle. And it's cool because, I take somebody like my son who's 14.
Yeah.
He's first off, he's a big Nissan guy. He loves the brand. And for something like this, he loves the nostalgia. He's a Sylvia kind of kid, original GTR kid. So he sees this kind of stuff, and it brings the next generation of car buyer into the market. And I think that's something that really, really helps set it apart.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, trucks are one of those products, like you make memories in them. You go places, you do stuff, you take your son going fishing, or you go on camping trips, and those are memories that you keep for, the rest of your life. So whether you remember this era or you don't, hopefully this kind of attitude or this kind of feeling can be something that is part of the product itself.
Are you ready? We got two more. We're gonna make our way through the rest of the area here. We've got this Pro 4X. Obviously sitting here in front of us. We're going to try and make our way around some of these other guys. Sometimes on live stream, you kind of have to make your way around, but as we hit this Pro 4X, I've test driven this one. It's a great truck. I want to stop over here at the Rebel Rally for a second. This is something I got a feeling is really close to both you and I. Tell everybody what the Rebel Rally is, and I'll fill in some of the blanks.
So the Rebel Rally is, it's an off-road rally race in the desert in California. The teams are all female, and they're done completely without navigation. So it's kind of it's an old school rally, in the desert.
It is. It's the longest off-road event in the U.S. It's all hosted out in the western part of the U.S. Yeah. I love the fact on the side you've got Elle Woodward on the side. That's Lynn Woodward. She's a good journalist friend of mine with Kelley Blue Book. It's just awesome to see my colleagues in the industry from a media standpoint out there participating in this event. And over the last few years, it's grown so much. Here's what's cool to me is that an automaker actually stepped in and said, you know what? We think what you women are doing with the Rebel Rally is something that we want to support, so you built a concept vehicle around it.
Yeah, definitely, and they raced it, and it's kind of cool. They got it dirty. It's a brand new truck, and it went racing. It went in the desert, and kind of did the job. It's really cool to be a part of that, and we had the chance also to do the livery on this truck, and so this is, I think, maybe a familiar livery. If you remember some of the Baja trucks that we were racing in the 70s and 80s, and it was nice to honor a little bit of that with this truck.
All right, we're going to close it out with Project Hardbody right here because this is something that's kind of setting itself apart here at the auto show. Concept or reality?
I hope reality.
Yeah.
But for now, concept.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's it's kind of it's one of those other things. It's like a little dream come true from my sketch pad.
And so as I look at it, the first word, we think about Project 72, it's nostalgic, right? Then when I look at this right here, the Project Hardbody, what comes to mind? Retro. Like it's got a very retro theme. Those wheels, I think, are what set it apart. You've got cool rock slider drop downs on the side. Like that's all the kind of stuff that you want in a cool off-road vehicle. Yeah. But I could go out to dinner with my wife to a nice restaurant in this.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like the hot sports truck that you have parked in your driveway, with the bar, the lights, the cool stance. This is that cool truck, like, maybe a bedroom poster truck or something like that. So that's what this Project Hardbody was supposed to represent.
I feel like the Nissan brand as a whole is really innovating right now. And I look at these 4 trucks that we've just talked about. I look at, and of course the centerpiece is just a beautiful Frontier Pro 4X, and that's the top of the line with all the fun stuff in it. How do you get past and innovate? I mean, this is amazing stuff. How do you move to the next level?
We're always looking up and ahead and out to the next thing. So these are awesome, and I'm actually kind of really looking forward to the next chapter and the next chapter, because there's tons of cool stuff, coming out for the future also.
I'm not going to walk you into electric because that would just be mean. But I would be willing to bet, gang, that you're going to see some form of electrification out of the Tennessee building down there in Franklin, Tennessee, from the folks at Nissan. Really appreciate you stopping by and saying a few words to us about some of these vehicles. I'm going to let you toss this to a close. You ready? You want to tell everybody thank you for joining us in the Nissan booth, and tell them where they can go for more information.
Thank you for joining us in the Nissan booth, and you can go to, where can you go for more information?
I would go to your website. That's
you can go to
where
our
I would
website.
Go.
Yeah, Nissan, www.nissanusa.com.
That's right.
For more info.
That's right. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by here in the Nissan booth. We're having a lot of fun showing you trucks here at the 2022 Chicago Auto Show. I think, gang, we've got one more to go. Stay tuned.